Namaste, friends. Welcome to Full Body Flow. My name is Mike, and today we'll be doing an all levels Vinyasa class. I'll be using a block for some of the poses, but that's optional. You won't need one. Go at your own pace though, and modify however you need to. And have fun. We'll start in child's pose. So the big toes are together and the knees are spread nice and wide. The forehead is resting on your mat. And just start by focusing on the breath, taking some nice deep breaths in, feeling your upper back and your lower back and your rib cage expand with the in-breath, and then relax with your out-breath. Starting to focus the mind on the breath and just feeling inside the body, sort of anchoring your attention into the framework of your body. We'll take one more deep breath. Awesome. And then we'll meet on our hands and knees in a tabletop position. So the shoulders are going to be stacked over the wrists and the hips are stacked right above the knees here. The fingertips are spread nice and wide. Palms are anchoring down into the mat, and we'll take some cat-cows. With an inhale, drop the belly down to the ground and gaze up to the sky. And as you exhale, round the spine, drop the head down, just relax the neck. And again, inhale, fill up the lungs as you gaze up, roll the shoulders back. And exhale, empty the lungs, drop the head down. And one more time, inhale, drop the belly down, open the throat as you gaze up. And exhale, empty the lungs, drop the head. Nice, and then come to a flat back here in tabletop. Tuck the toes, if the toes aren't tucked already. And then flip your hands back to face towards your knees. And then slowly start to sit your hips back towards your heels so that you feel a nice stretch in your wrists. And then from here, we're going to take some circles. So we'll start going clockwise, shifting the chest into a little circle, shifting the weight from the left hand to the right hand, and then dropping the hips back to the heels, and then continuing with that motion here. Take one more circle. Good, and then go the opposite direction. Inhale as you come forwards, and then exhale as you drop the hips back. Nice. Last breath, last circle. Perfect. And then flip the fingers to bring the hands back to face the top of the mat. Slide the hands a little bit forwards, and we'll move right into our first downward facing dog. Lifting the hips up, sending them back. Start off with a little movement here. Maybe pedaling into the feet or rocking the hips from side to side. So just being intuitive and just taking whatever feels good for you. Start to notice how the body feels today. Notice if there's anywhere that feels tight. Notice if there's any differences between how the right side of your body feels compared to the left side. And finding your way into stillness here. So working to ground the heels down into the mat, and then you're lifting your hips and you're pressing your hamstrings, so the backs of your legs, towards the back of your mat. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale out. And then gaze to the top of your mat and tiptoe your feet all the way forwards. Nice and slow. So the feet are going to be hips width distance at the top of the mat. And we'll come into ragdoll pose. So we'll grab opposite elbow with opposite hand. And then feel free to take as much of a bend in your knees as you need to here. Relax your head down, soften through your lower back. And you can rock from side to side if you'd like to. Good, and take one more breath. And then release your elbows. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand, one vertebrae at a time, rolling up. Reach the arms up to the sky, gaze up to your hands. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. And we'll start with our sun salutations. Starting with a big breath in, reach the arms up to the sky. Again, gaze up as you press the palms together. And as you exhale, fold all the way down to the ground. Again, bend your knees as much as you need to. Good. And inhale, take a halfway lift. So lengthen the spine, reaching through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, plant the palms, and we'll step back into downward facing dog. Good. And with an inhale from down dog, lift your heels. So come onto your tippy toes. And then exhale, wave into a high plank position. So shifting forwards. Good, and pausing here. So we'll hold this high plank for a couple breaths. If at any point you need to lower the knees down, feel free. Arms are nice and strong, trying to straighten the elbows as much as you can. For 3, breathing deeply. For 2, and 1. Nice job. Slowly lower the knees down and then bend into your elbows to bring the chest down to the ground. Good. And from here, press the tops of your feet into the mat, grounding them down. And then we'll take a baby cobra. So lifting the chest, reaching through the crown of your head. So the lower ribs are pressing down to lift the chest up for one more breath. And as you exhale, lower the chest down to the mat. Cool, and then we'll move into our first upward facing dog here. So we'll press the palms down, straighten the arms, and this time maybe lift the knees off of the mat. Lifting the chest, maybe dropping the head back. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, roll over the toes back into downward facing dog. And pause here. Just focusing on the breath. Take one more breath. Gaze to the top of your mat and we'll step the feet all the way forwards. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, drop the head, take a fold here. Inhale, rise up to stand, reach the arms up, mountain pose, gaze up to the hands. Exhale, press the palms together, bring the hands down to heart center. Cool, and we'll keep these sun salutations going. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the palms flat, step the feet back into high plank position. Good, and from our high plank, Option to lower the knees this time straight down or keep them lifted, and we're going to move into our first chaturanga. So we'll bend the elbows to bring the chest to hover above the mat. Good. And then with an inhale, come to up dog, lifting the chest, rolling the shoulders back, lifting your knees. Exhale back into downward facing dog. And pausing here, finding stillness and breathing in and out through the nose, so the lips are sealed and we're just breathing in and out through the nose. Pressing actively through your pointer fingers and your thumbs, straightening the arms as much as you can. Take one more breath. Good, and then gaze to the top of your mat, and we'll travel the feet all the way forwards. This time, if you'd like to bring the big toes together, feel free. Otherwise, just keep the feet hips width distance apart. Inhale straight into our halfway lift. Send the head forwards, pull your hips back, and exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, root to rise, standing up, reaching up, gazing up. Exhale, pull the hands down to heart center. And we'll take one more sun salutation. Inhale, reaching the arms up, lifting the rib cage. And exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step back into plank pose. And then moving right into our chaturanga, so either lowering the knees down or keeping them lifted as we bend the elbows into our low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Firm your thighs, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good work. Pause here. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. And exhale, place your right foot between your hands. Big step forwards. Take your time getting there. And then lower your back knee down to the ground. And with an inhale, we'll come into Anjaneyasana. So reaching the arms up, spreading the fingers nice and wide. Work to pull your right hip slightly back, and then find some activation in your left glute. Good. Take one more deep breath in. See if you can lift your chest a little higher with the inhale. And as you exhale, plant the palms. Lift your back knee off of the ground. And with an inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky. Gaze up to your top fingertips. So we're in this low lunge twist position. And then use your breath to peel your top shoulder open. So as you exhale, see if you can twist that top shoulder open just a little bit more. Good, and then slowly lower your top hand down to the ground. Plant the right hand, step your right foot all the way back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step the left foot forwards. No rush getting there. And then we'll drop the back knee down to the ground and inhale, reaching the arms up, Anjaneyasana. So as you inhale, see if you can lift your chest and lift your rib cage, creating a little bit more space in your abdomen. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, plant the palms down to the ground, lift the back knee. Inhale, reach the left arm up into our twist. Gazing up to the top fingertips. Try and be light on your front hand. So most of the weight here is in that left foot. in the left leg. Peeling the top shoulder open. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, lower the top hand down, plant the palm, step the left foot back, downward dog. Good work. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, place the right foot forwards between the hands. And this time, plant your back foot so it's flat on the mat behind you. Really grounding through the pinky toe side of your back foot. And with an inhale, reach the arms up, coming into warrior number 1. And squaring the hips, so pulling that right hip back, working to press the left hip a little bit forwards. Breathing here for 3, for 2, and 1. Planting the palms, top of the mat. Your choice here. So you can step straight back into downward dog if you'd like to. Or if you'd like to take a vinyasa, we'll step back into our high plank and then lower into our low plank. Knees can lower or they can stay lifted. And with an inhale, come into upward dog, lifting the chest. And exhale back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, place the left foot forwards. Big step forwards. And the back foot plants down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Warrior number 1. Nice bend into that front knee. So the front knee is stacked over your ankle. And then the left hip is pulling backwards a little bit. The right hip is kind of rolling forwards. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Plant the palms down. And again, either stepping right back into dog pose or vinyasa-ing back into dog. So moving into our high plank and bending the elbows, chaturanga, low plank. Inhale, lift the chest, upward dog, lifting the knees. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, place the right foot between the hands. And again, plant your back foot flat down on the mat. And this time with an inhale, spiral the arms open, come into warrior 2. So the right arm is reaching forwards, the left arm is reaching behind you. And again, a nice bend into your front knee. So try and get your front thigh so it's parallel to the mat below you. Relax your shoulders, soften your wrists. Fix your eye gaze on one point on your front hand. Inhale, reverse your warrior. So you'll slide your back hand down your back leg and then reach your right arm towards the back of the mat. Feel that opening in your right side of your body. Maybe gaze up to the top fingertips. And slowly come back into warrior 2, and then we'll move into extended side angle pose. So option 1, bring your right forearm on top of your right thigh. Option 2, you can bring your right hand to the ground if that's accessible, or if you have a block, you can bring your right hand on top of a block. And then the left arm is going to reach overhead. So a little bit above the horizon, about 45 degrees above the horizon. The left arm is reaching and then spiraling open through the left side of your body. For 3, keep reaching through your top arm. 2, and 1. Nice job. Plant the palms, top of the mat. And again, your choice. You can step right back into downward dog or take a vinyasa with me. So we'll move into high plank pose and then bend the elbows into low plank. Inhale up into upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Never feel any shame for skipping vinyasas or for modifying poses. It's not about pushing ourselves past our limits. Yoga is about being more in tune with our bodies. So always know that it's a good thing if you've chosen to skip something or to modify. That means that you're in tune with how your body is feeling in the moment. Let's do the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, place the left foot forwards. Plant the back foot flat. Big breath in to spiral the arms open into warrior two. Stacking that left knee over the ankle. And then find a point where you can focus your eye gaze on. It might be your left middle finger. It might be the top of your left hand. Breathing. And then with your next inhale, reverse the warrior. So slide your right hand down your back leg as you reach the left arm back. Maybe gaze up to the top fingertips. Lengthening the whole left side of the body. One more breath. And then slowly transitioning back into warrior two. And then moving right into extended side angle, so same options. Left forearm can come to the top of the thigh, or left hand comes to a block, or down to the ground. And then the right arm is reaching overhead. Maybe even bring your eye gaze up towards your right fingertips. Spiral open through the right side of the body. Try and get your chest to face the right side of your mat. For three, use the breath as a tool. Two, and one. Plant the palms down. And your choice, moving right back into dog pose or flowing through vinyasa, coming into high plank, bending the elbows, low plank. Inhale, upward dog, lifting the chest. And exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step the right foot forwards. This time, stay on your back toes, so keep your back heel lifted. Strong right thigh. Inhale, reach the arms up, coming into crescent lunge. High lunge. So really lifting your back knee as high as you can by pressing through your back toes. Good, and then from here, bring your hands to heart center, press your palms together, and slowly start to shift your weight forwards. So get light on your back toes, shifting all the weight towards your front foot and your front leg, and then slowly lift your back foot off of the ground, coming into warrior three. Take your time with that transition. So finding the balance here. You can take a bend into your right knee as much as you need to. So you can keep the hands at heart center, or if you'd like to reach the arms forwards, feel free. For three, keep breathing deeply. Two, one, keep your back leg lifted. Lower your right fingertips down to the ground or to a block. So if you have a block, option to bring your fingertips or your palm down to the block. And then reach your left arm up to the sky. So coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Spiraling the top shoulder open. Try and get your abdomen and your chest to face the left side of your mat. Keep your mind nice and calm. Just breathe here for three, two, and one. Good work. Slowly lower your top foot down to the top of the mat. Feet are going to be hips width distance at the top of the mat. Move your block aside if you have one handy. And this time, interlace your fingertips behind your back. Inhale, straighten your arms. And exhale, relax the head a little further down towards the ground. Take as much of a bend in the knees as you need to here. You should feel a nice shoulder stretch, a nice stretch in the backs of your legs. Just notice where you feel the stretch. Really pinpoint where you feel the stretch in your mind's eye. And then just observe the sensations of the pose. And then release your bind, bring your hands down to the ground, and we'll flow our way back into downward facing dog, or stepping straight back into downward facing dog. So just following the breath as you make your way back. Awesome job. Inhale, lift your left leg up. And exhale, step it forwards. Keep the back heel lifted. Find some activation in your back leg here. So pressing through the back toes. And with an inhale, reaching the arms up into high lunge. Spreading the fingers wide. Firming your back leg. Finding stability in your front leg. Good, and then bring your hands to heart center. Press the palms together. Slowly start to lower your chest down towards your front thigh. Get light on your back toes. Firm your left leg, and then slowly lifting your back leg. So again, no rush here. This is a little bit of a tricky transition, so take your time. Finding warrior 3. And finding stillness. Be as still as you can in the pose. Lock your eye gaze on one point on the ground. Keep your hands at heart center or reach the arms forward. For 3, breathing nice and deep. 2, and 1. Lower your left hand down to the ground or to a block. And then inhale, reach the right arm open into half moon pose. Again, finding stillness, feeling your body. Spiral open through your top shoulder. Work to stack your right hip on top of your left hip. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower the top foot down to the mat. Good job. And then from here, we're going to come into a Malasana prayer squat. So bring your feet a little bit wider. And then the toes are going to be pointing outwards just a little bit. And the hands come to heart center. And just enjoying the stillness here. Finding your breath. Allow the mind to slow down a little bit here. And then we're going to move back into downward facing dog. If you'd like to pop into a quick arm balance, we can play with crow pose here. So we'll plant the palms and then bring the knees to the backs of the arms. And you're kind of using your upper arm bones as a shelf for the knees to balance on. So once you've found that, you'll spread your hands, spread your fingers nice and wide, and start to shift your chest forwards. And then for beginners, just play with lifting one heel at a time off of the mat. Just finding that balance, one foot at a time. If you're experienced, you can play with lifting both feet, finding the balance. Eye gaze in front of you, about 3 feet in front of you. Hold as long as you'd like to, and then lower down, or if you'd like to play with jumping back into a chaturanga, you'll hop back into your low plank and then flow through your vinyasa Meet back in down dog. Take your time, whatever you're playing with, and so we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Good effort. From down dog, inhale, lift the heels, come onto your tippy toes. And exhale, shift the chest forward into high plank position. And then lower the knees down to the ground and come onto your back. And let's meet in a bridge pose. So we'll bring our heels all the way to the glutes, as close as you can get them. And then lift your hips up towards the sky. Interlace your fingertips behind your back. Straighten your arms. And then see if you can walk your shoulders a little closer together. Bring your shoulder blades as close together as you can on your upper back. And lift your hips a little higher. Gaze towards the tip of your nose. Take some nice deep breaths here. You should feel your legs really working here. So really grounding down through the feet to lift the hips as high up as you can. Take one more breath. And slow and controlled lower down to the ground. And we'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees drop open towards the sides of your mat. And then bring your left hand over your heart. Bring your right hand on top of your belly. Maybe close the eyes. Take some soothing, deep breaths. Really enjoy the sensation of the breath as it comes in and as it goes out. Hug the knees into the chest. And wrap your arms around your shin bones, squeezing the knees towards the chest. Good, and just hanging out here for a moment, so really compressing the tops of your thighs into your rib cage. And then from here we're going to take a figure 4 stretch. So we're going to cross the right ankle on top of your left thigh. So the right ankle is right below the left knee. And then thread your right hand in between that little gap that you created with your right leg, and you're going to grab the back of your left leg with both hands. Maybe even interlace your fingertips behind your left thigh. And then gently pull your left knee towards your head, and you should start to feel a really good stretch in your right hip here. Go ahead and flex your right foot. So you're going to pull your right toes towards your right knee. You can keep the left knee bent, or you can straighten the left leg out if that feels better for you. Take one more deep breath. Good job. And then switch legs. So the left ankle is going to cross on top of your right thigh. And both hands will reach back and grab the back of your right leg. Again, maybe interlace fingertips if that feels good. And then flex your left toes, so the left toes are pulling back to your left knee. And then you can keep that right knee bent, or option to straighten the right leg out. And then finding that stretch, so moving the knees towards your head just as much as you need to feel a stretch. Don't forget to breathe. Good job. And then unravel the legs. Bring your left hand to the back of your left thigh. Bring your right hand to the back of your right thigh. And then we're going to roll up to a seated position. So both legs are going to land at the top of your mat. And then bring your legs into a wide-legged position here. Try and anchor the backs of your knees so that they're flat on the ground. Pull your toes backwards towards your knees, so you're flexing the feet. And with an inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky. And with your exhale, reach your right hand towards your left foot, reaching across the body. And then spiral the right side of your chest open, just like we did in extended side angle pose. And you should feel a nice stretch in the whole right side of the body. Try and keep length in the left side of your body as well. Good. So eventually, maybe the right hand will reach the outside of your left foot. And don't push yourself here. It'll come the more you work on this pose. If you're able to reach today, bringing that right hand to the outside of the foot, go for that. And then at the same time, you're going to spiral open through the right side of the body, just like we would do in the other variation, the first variation. Maybe gazing underneath your right arm. Take one more breath. Good, and then release the foot if you have it. If you don't have the foot, it's all good. Just slowly start to come back to center. Lower the right hand down to the ground. Good job. Inhale, reach the left arm up. And exhale, reach the left hand towards the right foot. And even if you can grab the foot, just start with keeping the hand lifted. Just start by finding that length in the left side of the body. And then try and spiral the left side of your chest open a little bit. And then maybe, if it's accessible, grabbing the pinky toe side of your left foot. But again, there's no reason to push yourself. There's really nothing to gain by taking, the next level of the pose. It's just about finding whatever variation your body needs to explore your body more deeply in the moment. Breathing into the sides of your body. Take one more deep breath here. And then slowly coming back up to center, lower the left hand down to the mat. Bring your big toes together, top of the mat, and flex your feet so the feet are pulling backwards towards your body. Inhale, reach the arms up, lift the chest, lift the rib cage. Exhale, fold forward, Paschimottanasana. You can grab your ankles with your hands. You can bring the hands to the sides of your feet. Maybe grab the big toes with your peace fingers. Anything works here. And drop the head. Really make sure that you're relaxing the neck here. With your inhale, see if you can find length in your spine, especially in your lower back. And then as you exhale, fold a little bit deeper, relax the head down. Take one more deep breath. And then slowly rising back up. And make your way onto your back. We'll finish off our flow with a nice supine twist. So we'll hug the right knee into the chest, and with your left hand, guide your right knee over to the left side of your body. Open your right arm to the right side of your mat. Gaze over the right shoulder. And then slowly coming back to center and switching legs. So the right leg will straighten out in front of you and the left knee hugs into the chest. And we'll drop the left knee over to the right side of the mat. The left arm extends to the left side. And then coming back to center again. And we'll move into our shavasana pose. So finding a nice comfortable position. Make sure that the legs are nice and relaxed. The thighs are heavy. And the toes are just falling outwards towards the sides of your mat. Palms are open. Palms are facing up to the sky, and the eyelids are closed. Just letting go here. Try and keep your attention within the framework of your body. Whenever you find that your attention is drifting off, just feel inside the body, surrendering. Just being here for a couple minutes. And start to bring a little movement back into your body. Maybe wiggle the toes, wiggle your fingertips. Let some fresh air into your lungs. And with a big breath in, reach your arms overhead. Take a big full body stretch, spreading your fingertips, pointing through your toes. Feel the length in the sides of your body. And then hug the knees into your chest and roll onto your right side, and we'll come into a fetal position. So just relax your right ear on top of your right upper arm bone. And then coming up to a seated position. You can keep your eyes closed here. Find a nice tall spine. Relax your shoulders. Soften all the little muscles in your face. Relax your eyelids. Relax your cheekbones. Let your jaw be nice and heavy. Press your palms together. And feel a sense of groundedness. Feel the contact between your body and your mat. And we'll close our flow together with one deep breath. A nice deep inhale through the nose. And a slow emptying breath out the mouth. And at your own pace, open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you feel good. I hope you had a good flow. If you have any questions, comments, feedback for me, please let me know. Maybe give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment in the comment section below. And again, my name is Mike, and I hope to see you again soon in the future.